Welcome to the Right Track Culture Diagnostic Report. This quick summary is just going to highlight some of the insights that you can get from our culture diagnostic. On our summary page, you can see we've got a really high level breakdown of the difference in positivity between senior leaders and all other employees. So in figure 1 over here, you can see that there is a significant difference between the positivity of senior leaders between them and all other employees. And this is fictional data, so don't read too much into it. We've got some words used to describe the culture in the organisation down here at figure 2. And then figure 3 shows us the difference in positivity between senior leaders and all other employees across our 5 brave pillars. Figure 4 then shows you the statements where employees overall responded most positively and least positively as well. Our belonging theme really looks at diversity and how your organisation nurtures a culture of inclusion where people feel engaged and valued. In our belonging summary, again, we've got the difference between senior leadership and all other employees. So this is how positively those people responded to statements about belonging. And these are the 5 statements down here. You've got our questions and responses. You can see that there is a spread of responses there. We've got some comments at figure 7 about belonging in the organisation, and then a spread of responses by role and responsibility. So your percentage positive overall, and then broken down by role. We then break that data down by demographics. So we've got age at figure 9, gender at figure 10, whether the individual identifies with their assigned gender at figure 11. 12 shows us people who have accessibility and additional support needs, and then 13 is a breakdown by physical mental health condition. So what you can quite quickly start to see is where groups of people might be having a slightly different experience within the organisation, and we can take identifies with assigned gender as an example. You can see 25% of people who said no to that question also responded they disagree with the statements about belonging in the organisation. We then have a further breakdown by caring responsibility at figure 14, ethnicity at figure 15, sexual orientation at figure 16, and then religion belief at figure 17. So the report follows the same structure for each of the 5 brave pillars. We've got role models, which is our leadership teams and champions who can drive a growth mindset and role model great practice. And we've got our summary page there yet again. We've got the breakdown by demographic, the first page here, and then the second breakdown by demographic here. For approach, we've got our policies, processes, and comms and how well they support the strategy and align with best practice. Again, similar sort of structure all the way through. We've got our demographic breakdown again, and it's the second. So you can get a lot of insight out of this. We've got our value section. So this is how well your values and behaviours drive your organisation and people towards your goals. And again, sort of following the same sort of structure. The insights that you can pull out of this will then help guide you in which areas need your focus. When we talk about education, that's how well our training and learning opportunities develop and maintain exceptional teams. Our education summary here, we've got our breakdown by demographic again, and the second page there. We then move on to conduct. So this is our behaviour and language in the organisation, whether people feel they can speak up and how people respond. And we've provided, as standard, a cut of this data by gender. Now we can provide other cuts of the data too by different demographics as an additional build on the report. So if that's something you're interested in for your organisation, then please do speak to us. We can provide other cuts of this data, for example, by ethnicity or by sexuality. So here we can see we've got data on discrimination and harassment. So figure 70 shows those who've experienced or witnessed discrimination, harassment or bullying at work in the last 12 months. We've got figure 71 broken down by gender. We've got the figure 72, whether the behaviour was reported either formally or informally, and then 73 shows us whether anything happened as a result. Then we've got our next page of conduct data, which shows inappropriate language, and whether people have been the target of comments or language that have made them uncomfortable. Whether that was by gender, so we've got the same data broken down overall by gender there, whether that language or behavior was called out, and then some comments on calling out banter and behavior in the organization. So our conclusion page shows you where employees were most positive, where they were least positive, and where there was the biggest difference between senior leadership and all other employees. And we've also included a breakdown of this data by length of service in the organisation as well. So loads of interesting insight to draw from this report. If you would like to run your own culture diagnostic in your organisation, then please do contact us.